In my 20s right now, would date a 50-year-old rich lady, you know? I'm not kidding.
We're here. Noob,
Hey,
Louis Vert behind him, Danny B, the queen, the youngest of all the Switzels in Texas.
That's me.
I'm a pirate.
I'm an angel. I'm an angel of the Lord.
It's a great time. I'll never forget that the high-waisted pants debate
Oh,
because it's on the internet forever
that debate was
for all to see.
intense as ever.
I was like, let's watch this movie. But you were freaking out so much. You felt so disrespected that I dissed those high-waisted pants, man. Because that movie was full of high-waisted pants. Every turn was high-waisted pants.
Fashion.
We're watching Carol. It's a lesbian movie, and I was like, Danny B, this is something for Danny B's vibe
What if it turns out
to
to be a
watch.
musical?
I've never heard of this. Who's in it?
I can't. I know them. You would know. You're gonna know them the moment you see. But it's I just know roles they were in, but I can't.
Darn.
You'll know them. You'll know them.
Okay.
I know my girl Sarah Paulson's in it. I saw
Yeah,
that
she's in
for
this
her.
movie. Yeah,
Ah,
She's always been-
perfect. Those are the vibes. Those are the vibes.
Lord of the Rings, like that. Not the main elf, but like that older elf with blonde hair.
Yeah.
That's like
I
a
don't
girl.
remember her name.
You mean?
But I don't know.
Cate Blanchett?
She's Cate Blanchett.
I get the vibe. So it's middle-aged woman.
I hope.
It's MILF.
I don't know if you're like uncomfortable with this, but it's like, it's kind of an age gap. But I mean, everyone is like older. Like it's not like a
it's one of
teenager.
those?
Yeah, it's like I think the main character might be like in her mid-20s, and it's like with Cate Blanchett. But I don't know.
You know what?
It's not weird.
In my 20s right now, would date a 50-year-old rich lady, you know? I'm not kidding.
Oh, Weinstein.
Oh,
Every time I see a movie, oh man. They had to tell us 2 times that Weinstein produced this movie.
I find it so interesting that when you were thinking of Cate Blanchett, you thought Lord of the Rings.
That's the first thing I think about, because I've seen Lord of the Rings so many times. I mean, 50s racism, segregation, little women's rights, but the aesthetic, man. Why can't we dress like this now and just not be racist?
Right? You know, they had some good outfits going on.
Soon enough, we'll be back in the pea coats, trench coats.
Full Victorian garb.
Jack.
Of course his name is Jack. Their name is always Jack.
It-
If a guy looks like that, his name is Jack.
Nice meeting you, Jack. Nice meeting you.
Call me
Ah,
Jack Baxter.
These cars, man. You know how people still be like renovating these cars today, riding around in them?
I did it for prom night. Woo!
I remember your prom picture when you were riding around in a classic old school, looking uncomfortable as ever. He was like,
Cate Blanchett was
Blanchett.
in Mrs. America. That was a good show.
isn't that just a darndest thing?
Remember when we tried this once and then it,
Riding a bike together? No.
it was somebody tried to and then it ended disastrously. You know what? I like this. It ain't hammed up. You know, like we're in the 50s.
There's this show called Hollywood. It's a Netflix original, and it has like all these like big actors. Like it has well, not big, but like theater people. It has like Patti LuPone and Darren Criss, and they made it so like kitschy, like it's the 50s. And the main character, his name was Jack.
Feels like I could just walk right in.
And then you'll get escorted out because you're black. That fur coat, man.
I could see you dressing like a 50s socialite, a mink coat.
I don't want to ever go back to retail, though.
You too.
I'm stuck in it right now. I'm in the middle of it.
I need your account details and your shipping address.
I need your address.
I bet retail workers got more respect in the 50s.
I need to start wearing gloves, like rich people gloves everywhere.
Palms being sweaty.
Of course, I was like leaving the gloves. You know how people be doing that as like a flirting tactic, so you'll have to contact them later. But then I just steal it.
Move over. Nobody else can see the screen.
Move over.
He is all over her.
Man, I do love those moving pictures.
Ain't they just swell?
So darn swell. Here, take a cig, it'll do good for you.
You should come by the Times.
Say, kid, you should come by the Times. I live in New York in the 50s.
The Yankees are playing. What is she cooking?
You know it's probably bland.
You think there was like a huge shift 50s cooking and then modern cooking? You think cooking then was better than the modern cooking of?
There's this guy on TikTok. He'll make recipes from like the Great Depression and like the 40s and the 50s, and some of them are awful,
They're
and some of
awful.
them
I would
are really
imagine.
good. He's
Wow.
like a baker.
I'm trying to figure out when did the seasoning cease? When did they?
When did they stop seasoning things?
The
I just
50s?
imagine in the 50s they were eating meatloaf and large glasses of milk. Her outfit is a fire again, man.
And 2 dry martinis.
Thank you.
Dry.
I feel like that's a really small martini.
Tiny, happily
Are
divorced.
they the two that are getting together?
Yeah.
I can feel the sexual tension. Or maybe it's just Carol. She's just like oozing sexuality.
I feel like she would talk like this to everyone. Like you're delivering a pizza to her house. Too much of a situation.
Oh, sorry for getting the pizza here late. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'd be like, you paying for this, right?
With her outfit, she better be.
You ever been invited to like a very expensive restaurant and you're like, you paying for this, right? This is
Well, I
not
never
a place
say it
I
out
go.
loud, but I always like eye the least expensive items on the menu before they go to me. Don't worry about the price. I got you. Oh, thank you.
Nothing like a clarinet.
There she is! Whenever I see them together, Sarah Paulson's like her sidekick.
Dude, another fancy house. Oh my goodness.
Ronald Reagan.
All the gloves. What happened to party gloves, man? What if you go to the club in some gloves, dude?
I would pull it off. Hello there, sweet cheeks. You gotta try my mother's creme brulee.
Is that what rich people talk about? Their mother's creme brulee? Is
don't know.
is that what you think rich people discuss?
Oh yes, my mother made the finest creme brulee. Yes, my mother made the finest creme brulee too.
Look at how I evade these taxes so diligently.
How dare you?
Some things don't even react, but everything is alive.
His hair, that's like the BP oil spill, just all up in his hair. It's so oiled. So this is Jersey. Jersey Shore. You're gonna see 50s Snooki in the situation.
Well, that's swell.
Swell. We need to start saying things are swell again.
But I'm tuckered out. I really should be hitting the hay.
Better burn some rubber and call it a day.
I'd be like, why are you taking pictures of me, man? Remember back when like you took a picture and you weren't able to see it for like 5 months or whatever?
Oh, I have disposable cameras. I haven't even like had the pictures developed from.
When you go on a date and then meet the child right away.
Her outfits are on point.
Look how sturdy that stool is. You know, I've never seen a stool that sturdy.
That didn't wobble. When people had a room just for a piano.
And no one in the family played.
That's beautiful.
The Shermer's Library of Musical Classics. Oh, this is the same kind of like that's the same publishing company as that music.
This is awkward, like, first date.
That was a hoot. Hey, little lady, you're cruising for a bruising.
What was that old show where, like, the husband would always be like, why ought to pow right in the kisser? When he would constantly threaten to beat his wife and it was like a joke.
Why I yada.
One of these days, pow, right in the kisser.
What kind of name is Harge?
Such a weird name.
Homer and Marge. It's their ship name.
I'd be like, well, I'm never contacting this girl again. This was awkward. Those communal phones, I just think of Spider-Man whenever I see these communal phones.
You forgive me?
Yes,
How did you time it to know exactly when I'd come home? This looks like chill beats to study to, and it was great to be a white male in the 50s. Peak white male years.
They're petitioning the judge to consider a morality clause.
What the hell does that mean?
That means you're gay.
What were the laws of like in the 50s? Like,
Well, I know it wasn't great.
I don't remember what year homosexuality was decriminalized in the United States. You basically had to live in shadows.
I know in Russia they decriminalized it up until the 80s.
now if you're dressing like this nowadays, like you have on the coat and the hat, you're just a cringy dude now. If you were rocking a trench coat and a fedora in the modern day, nah, you're just a Reddit guy.
Sodomy was a federal crime in every state until 1962.
This dude looks like he's secretly Superman or something.
I think laws were harsher on men, though. I feel like lesbianism has always been a little bit more in the background. I don't think people really believed that sex between women was actually sex.
Redhead. Really? You think you got what it takes to handle a redhead?
They just smoking cigarettes, talking about girls. That was probably $12 in the 50s. This was a week's wages, see?
Cost me a whole quarter and a dime.
I seen somebody tweet, I wish I could hold all my friends when they were babies. And I was like, that's not something I've ever wanted to do.
That's weird.
You would drop me, bro.
I feel like the entire world in the 50s was just a giant puff of cigarette smoke. Lesbian movies, there is always like cheating or something.
I asked you to marry me, for Christ's sakes.
For Christ's sakes. Goodbye, sweet cheeks.
Take out all my pictures, it's just your hairline, artistic shots of it.
1 hour and 7 minutes for the first hairline joke of the week.
That would be creepy though, like if you just found all this film, say I died, I don't know, in a dramatic way, like let me develop his last pictures, and it's just like hundreds of pictures of your hairline. This man was obsessed.
You can't even see your hairline right now. You're covering it with a pirate hat.
For a reason.
Just stay like that.
You're cruising for a bruising.
Why is this situation cruising for a bruising, man?
I don't know. You're here for a spiritual awakening.
What 50s?
I don't even know. I'm just thinking of stuff off the top of my head.
If I go back to the 50s and I hear, you're here for a spiritual awakening, I'm gonna be like, what?
I don't know. Word from the bird.
Word from the bird?
What's the story, Morning Glory?
Let me speak to her.
This man is falling apart. My wife, you'll never see the kids again. I'm not paying the alimony. I beat children. You know that they would be doing that in the past.
Is those sandwiches? Uncrustables? The 50s
Uncrustables. People that don't be eating the crust on their sandwiches, I'm like, why? Just eat that crust, man.
What's the difference between crust and not crust?
Don't have a cow.
Are you digging through your mind for old-timey terms?
I'm trying to think of the back of
The
my
who's
mind.
gal, they're headed for the who's gal. Be there or be square.
Some be there or be square in the.
Hey, gents, let's not agitate the gravel.
Cracking open a cold one with the fellas. Play a game and kick the can.
The motel record
Scram,
player.
kid.
Let's swing, baby.
Scram, gals, ladies.
Scram. Don't that rattle your cage?
Rattle your cage?
I don't even know what I'm thinking.
Someone like you. Someone who'll rattle the cages.
I hope I'm on point with some of these things I'm making up.
This music is really good.
Dude, they are having a good time. Hey,
You know they'd be. Oh, what is this? Smell my neck.
hell, hanging out with the boys and trying out different perfumes.
Kiss. Do they kiss ever?
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
I gotta ask, is this gonna be having a happy ending?
Do you want me to tell? Do you want me to say?
No, don't say it. Don't say it. No spoilers. I want their romantic build-up to be like that of like a Chinese drama, where like every time they touch, they freeze and stare at each other, and there's music playing, and then they pull apart and they go, I'm gonna go do the dishes, and then the next night, for some reason, they have to sleep in the same bed.
Oh yeah, we got the room that only has one bed. There was a mix-up with the rooms, and there's only one room. This guy gives me like serial killer vibes.
He does.
This old music, man.
Those
The melodies of
12-bar
this.
blues.
I've never had my luggage carried to my room in a hotel, man.
Why would she call him?
Oh, it's New Year's.
Man, champagne glasses? Oh, snap.
My God, these bitches gay. Good for them. Ah.
Nothing like a loaf of bread.
In this moment.
I'm a pirate.
What a swell night.
That's you.
Really raises my berries.
I like this movie.
Oh, snap, she got the get. Oh, wait, what?
Got
Oh!
You got the audio.
Oh!
This is not a job I'd ever want to have. Going around trapping lesbians.
I don't know what I want. How could I when all I ever do is say yes to everything?
Oh man, you gonna make me cry.
Twin size beds, man.
Dance floor where I do my best.
Dance floor where I do my best is your mattress.
And she gone.
No. Wait. Is
She gone, man. She was kind enough not to wake her. She like sat there peacefully. I don't think I've ever seen anything with Sarah Paulson in my life.
Have you seen Ratched?
Nurse
Nah.
Ratched yeah, the Nurse Ratched series. We watched Ocean's
Fucking
8.
chill.
She was in Ocean's 8?
Yeah.
That was such a forgettable movie that I don't even remember, dude. She is broken inside, man. But like, that's messed up. A perpetual sunrise. I beat my wife. Every night we have a apple pie and a glass of warm milk.
And a battered wife.
Now she's gonna have all these pictures of sadness.
I was always taking pictures, cause I didn't wanna miss you so bad.
You gotta get rid of every picture immediately. Like, it's over, I'm throwing these pictures away.
If I had taken all these pictures of Cate Blanchett, I'm like, oh, okay. Serenity now.
That's just Seinfeld. That's not even a 50s. I would throw out all these pictures. If a girl left me like that, like in the morning time, and I'm like, her homegirl is in the room, like, it's over. I'd be like, come on, son, and just throw that camera away. I'd be like, that wasn't me on the tapes.
Well, they'd lobotomize her if she were like younger.
Now, what happened with Therese, I want it, and I will not deny it. Now, I want visits with her heart. I don't care if they're supervised. I just want them.
Visitation, see?
Harge looks like if Ronald Reagan and Ted Cruz had a love child. Her brooch looks like a communist hammer and sickle. She's with the people.
Her shirt is fire, man. That shirt, though?
Hartman's a nice big one. It's big enough for two.
Nah, you ditch me in the middle of nowhere and then I'm moving in?
You two have a wonderful night.
I gotta go and splash water on my face and look in the mirror and reflect on things. Like, I've never done that in my life. This is like a chill party, man. You know, a party.
Can't we just slow dance and have a few ciggies?
Is that supposed to be like another lesbian?
That means you're gay.
For the 50s parties.
So chill, man.
Bums me out.
Gonna go home and beat my wife after this.
I feel like a 30s party would be way more fun, though.
I want you to have my babies so I can beat them. The 50s,
You be my lawfully beaten wife.
She's so pretty.
Yes! Yes!
By George, I think she's got it.
Woo! Woo! Play the techno.
Aww.
That was a sweet... That was like a happy ending.
It's happier than any other lesbian movie I've seen.
What's the happy, like, lesbian movie? I'm trying to think.
I guess this one.
Did you see The First Girl I Loved?
That was painful.
It was I'd say the first 2/3 of that movie was a great movie.
That was painful.
Good movie. Happy ending. Thank you, Danny B, the queen. Thank you, Pirate Noob. Thank you, Angel Me. A pirate walks into a bar. The bartender asks, "What's with the steering wheel in your pants?" The pirate
The pirate
replies,
says, "Arr, driving me nuts."